Hello again guys and welcome back to another Big Girls Big Workout, and today we have calves and hamstrings. So the previous day to this I did a very hard leg session, which is on here. I think I did like 12 reps on 160 kilos, followed by singles on 180 and then 200 kilos. So I went up to 440 pounds overall, so it's not bad, seeming that immediately after that I went and got myself a chest tattoo. So at the moment my legs, one, are hurting, and also two, my chest is hurting. So what I thought I'd do is I'll just show you guys how I start off pretty much most of my workouts. I don't do the exact range of movements that you see here every time, because of course I do involve my upper body, but after having a chest tattoo I'm not going to be involved in my upper body at all here. And again, I wouldn't do necessarily all these exercises. It's just, I just wanted to show you guys roughly what I do before and after every workout that I do, because it's not something that I film because I find it's a little boring to watch, but I thought it gives me a little bit of dead space time to talk to you guys about why I do it. So what you'll notice, guys, is I'm doing a lot of exercises here based upon one-legged balance. So all my exercises, I'm constantly balancing on just one leg and one leg alone. I have one leg that's slightly better at balancing than the other, and most people find that they have some degree of imbalance in all of their range of exercises, and only irons itself out over time, and that takes effort. And this is exactly what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to even out both sides, because my right leg is very good at balancing, my left leg is also very good at balancing, but not quite as good. And obviously, if any of you guys have seen any of my recent videos, any of my recent announcements, I am intending to go back in the ring and do MMA fighting. And so for me, having balance, except very, very good balance on both sides and leg strengths on both sides, will just simply, but one, allow my kicks to be even more powerful than they are. I do have powerful kicks, but more primarily, it increases my defense. It will actually increase my takedown defense. So if someone tries to charge me or pick me up and slam me, but predominantly try to charge me and bring me down with sort of a tackle attack, having good balance on both legs makes you very, very hard to take down, because if you're not worried about your balance and what you have to do, you can fully concentrate on what your opponent's doing and do whatever counters are required to stop them, making you hit the ground. But without any further ado, yes, let's let the pain begin. And so we start today's exercises, basic exercises, guys. So I think calves and hamstrings are simple muscles, and they look after themselves, because if you think about it, calves, from the day that we can walk, the very first day that we can walk, they're bearing our body weight. And you're supposed to do 10,000 steps a day. If you can imagine being told to do 10,000 reps at body weight, whatever the body weight is, which in my case is 110 kilos, go do 10,000 reps on 110 kilos, you'd be like, no, fuck that, I ain't interested in that. But that's exactly what calves and to some degree the hamstrings do. So calves and hamstrings are very, very powerful muscles. And so to really work them, you have to go quite intense. You have to use half reasonable reppage on a good weight, and you have to try and increase the intensity. This workout doesn't really show that. I will do another video showing just how to make calves as intense as possible. This is me putting a half-assed attempt in, if I'm honest. This channel is all about reality and speaking to you guys as real as it is. And I'm being real here. I'm not putting in the biggest effort here because, well, quite frankly, I don't want to. I don't really want to be doing this, and I think it comes across somewhat. But at least I'm down there, and at least I'm doing something, and at least my body is benefiting from this to some degree. But it could have made it a little bit harder for myself. But regardless, as you can see from my facial expressions, there, I am in genuine pain. I am hurting myself, and this particular piece of kit that you just saw there is very, very good for really hitting the calves, because it's very intense. It doesn't let the pressure give up. Now, however, even though I didn't put a massive amount of effort into calf raises, I do put a reasonable amount of effort here into my hamstrings. I do like to put effort into hamstrings. I find it a little bit more interesting, and I find there's a few different variations to work with, because the problem with doing calf raises is there's not that much you can do. Yes, you can do it on the leg press machine. Yes, you can do it single-legged, but ultimately all you're doing is tiptoeing, right? Hamstrings, you can do a little bit more, as you'll see. What I'm starting off with here is double-legged leg extensions, or leg bicep curls. which is the standard way of doing it. It's on a light weight. I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't do heavy weights on my hamstrings because, as you can see, I switch over from doubles onto singles, and I keep it within the same set. So immediately I've just doubled the intensity. I've warmed my body up with two-legged leg curls. I've tired it out a little bit, but then just as it's sort of going, okay, yeah, I'm gonna start to feel this, bang, you're doubling the intensity, and you're really forcing that right leg to work. And of course, in a minute, you'll do the same with the left leg. And you see, as we go on, I progress it, progress it, progress it. Unfortunately, guys, my camera does run out of camera towards the end of this workout, so you're not going to see the last sort of 15-20 seconds, but it's more of the same stuff, and you get the general gist of the idea with this. It's not like you're missing too much. That's why I continued to actually present this video to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put this video online for you if it wasn't suitable. But as you can see, I'm now onto my left leg doing single-legged extensions, and I think what I'll do to finish here, I make it up as I go along. I let my body dictate what needs to be done, but I'll go back on and I'll do double-legged leg extensions again. Now, a good way of making this harder is when you go back onto the double-legged extensions, so the single-legged extensions, is to double the weight. I don't do it in this case, but it would be a good place to go, because all of a sudden you've done volume work, you've done reppage, and your legs are getting tired, but then all of a sudden you're starting to deal with heavier weights, and it really starts to really shock the muscles into growth, and it also would actually shock the mind as well into getting that little bit tougher. But what I do instead of actually increasing the weight, because I find that it can slow down the pace of the movement just a little bit, is you'll notice in a few seconds time, that I actually do what's called a flush movement. So I will take the weight all the way down to the the full extension, which is at the bottom of the lift, and I'll hold it down there for at least a few seconds. There we go, that's the first flush one. Okay, I'll hold it down there, and what that does is I will be doing isometric contractions alongside my isotonic contractions. Isotonic contractions are your normal sort of contractions where you're moving the weight, you're pushing down on a weight that you can move. But I'm combining then the two, isometric or isotonic, to really hit the muscle in as many different ways as possible. And I find that by doing this alongside my deadlift and my squat, which are, as compound work lifts capable of hitting your hamstrings without actually focusing on them, I find that I'm able to keep my hamstrings in working order. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Thanks for tuning in.